The entire boardroom went silent. The CEO froze, his eyes locked on the janitor, who had just spoken flawless Japanese to a foreign investor. Then, without missing a beat, he switched to German, French, and Russian. Everyone stared, but what happened next, no one could have ever imagined. Ethan Cole was the kind of CEO who built his empire from scratch. Sharp suits, sharper mind. His company was booming, but behind closed doors the atmosphere was tense. A massive merger was on the line, and investors from all over the world were flying in. Among the dozens of employees rushing through the sparkling glass headquarters was Luis, the quiet janitor. Mid-50s, salt and pepper hair, eyes that seemed to have seen the world, but never spoke much. Luis's life was simple. 5 a.m., first to arrive. Swept floors, emptied trash, wiped tables, last to leave, always polite. Most people barely noticed him. One morning, as Ethan walked through the lobby, he noticed Luis bent over mopping near the reception desk. A group of French investors approached, confused about where to go. Before Ethan could step in, Luis looked up, and in perfect, fluent French, gave them directions to the conference room. The investors smiled, impressed, and thanked him warmly. Ethan stopped mid-step. Wait, did he just speak French? Fluently? Luis just gave a polite nod and went back to mopping. Before we continue, please kindly tell us where you are watching from and help us share for others to learn. The incident stuck in Ethan's head, but he didn't bring it up. 2 days later, it happened again. This time, a delivery man came in speaking Spanish, looking frustrated with a missing package. Luis switched seamlessly into Spanish, solved the issue in seconds, and sent the man off smiling. Ethan's curiosity turned into suspicion. Thoughtful. Why would a janitor know 2 languages that well? Annoyed. Who is this guy? That week, the tension in the company skyrocketed. The merger deal was falling apart. Miscommunications with foreign partners were costing millions. During a high-stakes meeting, the Japanese investors arrived early. The interpreter was stuck in traffic. Panic broke out. And that's when it happened. Luis was quietly replacing water bottles at the back of the room when one of the Japanese investors sighed in frustration. Without even looking up from his work, Luis answered in flawless Japanese. Every head in the room turned. The investor's face lit up, and the two began speaking rapidly. Luis even laughed, something no one in the office had ever seen him do. Then came the twist. In the same conversation, Luis switched to German when a European investor chimed in, then to Russian when another spoke up. 4 languages, back to back, without a single mistake. Ethan's jaw nearly hit the floor. The man was a living, breathing United Nations. But here's the thing. Luis looked almost embarrassed, as if this skill was a secret he hadn't meant to reveal. After the meeting, Ethan called Luis into his office. Ethan, surprised. Luis, how many languages do you speak? Luis, hesitating. 9, sir. 9. Ethan leaned back, stunned. Why are you mopping floors? You could be thoughtful anywhere. Luis's eyes dropped. His voice was quiet. Because, Mr. Cole, after what happened to my family, I didn't want to be important anymore. Luis told his story. He had once been a renowned translator for international governments, traveled the world, met leaders, negotiated treaties. But one mistake, trusting the wrong person, had leaked sensitive information. It destroyed his career and endangered his family. He lost everything. His wife passed away a few years later. His daughter moved abroad and stopped speaking to him. I came here for a quiet life. No attention, just peace. Ethan was silent. For once, he didn't know what to say. He was moments away when the official translators for 3 different languages canceled last minute due to a flight delay. Millions of dollars and the company's future were at stake. The conference room was filled with confusion. Investors from Japan, Germany, and Brazil were talking over each other. Ethan's team was scrambling, and then Ethan turned to Luis. Ethan. Luis, thoughtful. Would you help us, just this once? Luis looked terrified. I don't, short pause. Ethan, I trust you, and I promise you won't regret it. Luis stepped into the center of the room. At first, his voice was shaky, but then something shifted. His back straightened. His words flowed Japanese, German, Portuguese, switching effortlessly. The investors leaned forward, engaged. Misunderstandings vanished. The tension melted into laughter and nods of agreement. And then the impossible happened. The deal was signed. The room erupted in applause. But the biggest surprise came when Ethan stood up and announced, "Ladies and gentlemen, meet our new Director of International Relations, Mr. Luis Alvarez." The entire office gasped. Luis's eyes widened. "Sir," surprised, "I can't." Ethan, smiling. Chuckles, "You've been hiding for too long. The world still needs you." Luis accepted, not for fame, but to rebuild his life. Within months, the company expanded globally, and Luis reconnected with his estranged daughter, who had seen his story go viral online. Sometimes the most extraordinary people are right in front of us, hidden behind humble roles, and sometimes all they need is for someone to believe in them again. If you discovered that the quiet janitor in your office could speak 9 languages, what would you do? Give them a promotion or mind your own business? Tell us in the comments, and if you love stories with surprising twists, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell, because we've got more coming your way.